The only other incident I'll talk about on a DC-9, lovely aircraft, not enough fuel. I took off from Brisbane and we were supposed to carry minimum fuel, so you're not carrying too much load, and the aeroplane gets there and it saves money. I put on full fuel because I didn't like the weather for the way I read it. I got down to Melbourne and there was thunderstorms everywhere. And they sent me way out across Victoria to hold, and I said, how long is this going for? And they said 2 hours at least for Brisbane. And I said, well, thank you, I'm diverting to Launceston. And that was good, Launceston weather was good. And I started on my way and headed for Launceston, and the company got involved and they said, we urgently need your aeroplane in Sydney. And I said, look, I'm dodging storms, I'm not going to reflight plan here. If you can get a flight, this is a company operation, if you can get me a landing in Sydney with minimum fuel, no extra, just minimum fuel, minimum alternate fuel, if you can get me that, I can divert in the next 10 minutes, otherwise I'm going to Launceston. Anyway, within 5 minutes, take up a heading, track direct to Marmy, climb to 35,000, and away we go, and the weather's looking worse as I go to Sydney. And when I go down to Sydney control, he said, confirm that you've got holding for 60 minutes plus 20 minutes traffic. And I said, negative, we've got minimum alternate fuel. And that was the advice sent to you. He said, well, Sydney's closed. He said, Wollongong's closed, Richmond's closed, Newcastle's marginal and deteriorating. And I said, thank you very much. Turning right, tracking direct to Launceston, require all assistance, request flight level 390, and the DC-9s were limited to 35,000, but I went up to 39 and everybody fell asleep, but we got a bit more fuel, and away I went on this mission. It's an interesting thing, no area nav in those days. I'm going to Launceston, it'll be there. Not having a chart to map it on, you know. So as you get closer, you get some aids. But anyway, back on the Melbourne control, Melbourne said advise intentions. And I thought, well, I'll stir these bastards up. Intention number 1, I'll ditch in the Bass Strait, require all assistance. Intention number 2, I may make the beaches at Devonport, require all assistance. Intention number 3, I might be the first jet arrival at Devonport, will require assistance there too, very short Fokker ride. And I said, there is a slim chance we'll get to Launceston, we'll advise. And the weather got better, and I could see from halfway across Bass Strait, I could see Launceston even. So I said to this first officer, who was a nervous sort of person, I think the best bet is I'm sure we've got enough fuel to get to Launceston. I don't know that we've got enough to land. So what I'm going to do is fly 3 knots high on the approach. I'll be flying 20-25 knots fast, and I'll use speed brakes like you do, which is a no-no, but use speed brakes once we get to a position that I can land. But I'll maintain the speed so we've still got flare. And he said, I'm with you, mate, that's a terrific idea, you know. he would have grabbed a bloody tree or anything, I think, but at that stage. So we did just that and landed in Launceston. On the high-speed taxiway, the outboard engine number 2 wound down because the fuel ran away from it. The inboard one kept running, thank goodness, and he kept saying, I can't get the APU going, auxiliary power unit. I said, I know, there's no fuel in there. And anyway, we wound to a stop, and I asked the engineer to fill it up, please. I'm not going anywhere, there'd be full. And so it was filled up, and we maintained a normal operation after that. So there was a couple of times where fuel became a critical issue in the DC-9, but just a lovely aeroplane. It needed another hour of fuel, I think. 727s, I flew them for 15 years, two as the first officer and the balance as a captain, and that aircraft gave very little trouble. The extra crew member was well appreciated, the flight engineer, and they kept things pretty well in trim. I had a series of, in every case bar one, false engine fires, but unfortunately they've got to be treated like a genuine engine fire. And I started to get a bit of a name for having engine fires in 727s and people looking at me sideways, but there was nothing I could do with it. It was just my luck.